Welcome to another episode of Built with Raymond, and today's episode is on product hunt launch, right? So for those of you who are aware, Wiz was actually launched on product hunt on the 2nd of September, so just yesterday, and we got an overall rank of number 6, and I thought it was pretty amazing, since I'm the top solo maker over here and everyone else here has a team, right? So let's take a look at some of the key questions I have, and basically just general reflections over the entire process, and the large bulk of my of this episode is actually talking about launch operations. There's actually a lot of things going on behind a successful product hunt launch, and it is certainly not a launch it and people will come kind of thing, right? You do have to put together things, and that's you do have to put together a strong profile before your launch, and that's just the pre-launch work. During the launch, there's actually a lot of things that you have to do, and I can tell you why in a bit. So let's take a look at just top questions that you are going to ask, right? Was it worth it? Is it a scam? Is it a pay to win? And how much did I make, right? So let's talk about the first ones, right? Was it worth it? Overall, I think the experience is amazing. I think being able to go through this and get to see what goes behind a product hunt launch, and knowing how to do better the next time around, that knowledge is invaluable, right? Now I think I can be a product hunt advisor, more so than any of those guys that sell you online, since there is actually results over here. But I'm not going to pivot and change a career to just like product hunt advisor. But the knowledge is important, right? The next thing is that I actually had the chance to make new friends and connection throughout this process, and there was actual traffic coming to my site. We'll go into that later. There's actual traffic, there's actual growth, there's actual SEO value coming in. There were actual sales that was made. So all of those things were nice. Was it worth it? Yes. Would I do it again? For Wiz, probably, right? When there's something significant that I'm launching again, I will definitely consider product launch again, right? It is a useful way to just be out there, and sometimes you just need an event to talk to people, right? To get things going. If not, it's just like building day by day. The days get pretty monotonous, right? So it was definitely worth it. And the next question, right? Some people would have heard like, hey, is product hunt a scam? Is it a pay to win? That's where it gets great, right? There is actually a lot of things that's manufactured and not really, serendipitous. You cannot just launch it and hope that people discover you. If you do not already have any social media presence, you do not have a community backing you, you're not member of any places that's supporting you, you do not have any friends, this is really the first time your product see the light, you're gonna die. The fact is, let's take a look at who else is on this board, right? And by no means I'm saying that these products are no good, right? A lot of these are probably fantastic products, but a lot of them didn't even get 10 votes, and that's the problem, right? Some of this probably thought that I could just launch it on product hunt and naturally I'm going to get some votes, and I'm going to show you why not. Here's a test product actually to that make me confirm the hypothesis, right? So I actually test launched something with zero promotion, zero marketing efforts, and I wouldn't say zero effort. There's some effort going in, right? And you see, a pure launch of an amazing product without any marketing, it's just going to get you 15 votes, right? This is an amazing product. My friend recommended this to me, right? And it just got 15 votes. So if your product is amazing but you do not put in any effort towards marketing or trying to boost your launch, you're going to end up here, right? So that's when 90% of all products goes, right? And then you start seeing some actual voting efforts coming in, these people with having hundreds of votes, and then quickly you can see it's a lot of work trying to get to the top 3 position on the day I've launched. The sad thing was that, if I had picked, a couple of days earlier, I would have been like number 2 here, right? So coming back to the question, sorry, I digress. Is it a scam? Is it pay to win? It is a scam in the sense that if you were expecting to launch it and people will come, you will definitely feel the effect of it. You'll be like, a product hunt is a scam. There's no real hunter, there's no real visitors. It's like that. Is it a pay to win? So let's get to some of my observations over here. Let's take a look at launch archives. So something I noticed with launches is that they get pretty much the same people upvoting. And how do I tell, right? If I go over to community and I can tell you this guy, I can tell you who else. So some of this so-called top hunters, you'll see them around a lot. This guy, mustache guy. Who else? Right, pretty much it. And let's take a look at what happens when I refresh it. There you go. It's the same guy that upvotes everyone's work. And that's how you know that there are some kind of network going on. And whether it's correlation or causation, you think about this, right? Think about like what makes this guy, mustache guy. I really love the mustache guy. He shows up consistently every day, posting so many threads that basically he's just spamming the number of questions, and he get float to the top because he has this people who upvotes him. So you can start to see similar faces over here on the discussion page. So there is actually a whole group of people that actually just is in the business of promoting your product hunt launch, right? And I'd say it's a business because they charge you money, right? And that's the fact about a product hunt launch. And the business is like that. If you do not partake in any of these so-called marketing efforts, you're going to lose out, right? And if you do, you're not going to win. So it's like in a good scenario, you will not win. In a bad scenario, you're going to lose out. And it just so happened that on the day that we are competing, you can see the amount of the people that are just buying marketing services are like that, right? So what differentiates one from another? The thing is that it goes down to your own effort, because these people are activating the same crowd, right? They are going after the same upvotes of the same projects. What you need to do different is that you need to have your own crowd and following. That's how you get one above another, right? And you can see how different it is. There you go, right? Pretty much, yep. You can see, right? These two guys pretty much participated in all that. They are not the reason people are successful, but you have to get them in just so that you differentiate. You have the base level of upvotes or support or whatever you call it. So that is annoying for me. So is it a scam? Is it pay to win? It's really your call, right? There is a lot of effort going into it, and some people do pay to win, right? Can you win by not paying? Obviously, yes, right? There are cases where you can do that, but I honestly can't find myself 700 friends who would, or customers who would upvote my thing if I reach out to them. So it's going to be tough, right? Let's just put it that way. Okay, the next juicy question: how much did I make? Actually, I made only 2 sales. So let's take a look at Wiz again. So Wiz offering is simple. and it's pretty much what I expect. So if we go over to pricing, you can see that my main crowd on Product Hunt is likely the indie hackers, the individual builders, and it is very, very, very easy to pull the plug on a $98 ticket item, right? That is for lifetime. So that was the thing that I was aiming to sell on Product Hunt on that day. So it was glad I was glad to be able to like make the 2 sale on this Indie Hacker Pass. I wasn't expecting any pro subscription at all, and yeah, it was kind of like that. There was about 50 over subscriber who got onto the free plan, so I get additional 50 users in my pipeline. So that's great. So overall, was it worth it? Yeah. It's I did make a couple of hundreds of dollars, but it is actually a lot of work for that couple of hundred of dollars if you're just looking at just from a revenue point of view, right? So let's go into the other juicy stats, right? And just reflection over everything. I'm going to be open about all the numbers over here, and I will tell you exactly like what were the operation stuff that was done to get to position 6 or 400 upwards. Okay, let's take a look at the stats, right? So from a high level, from the most important to the list, we start off with the amount of money I made, a total of like 170 US dollars, with 57 sign up on the day and the next, right? With more trickling in later. Let me show you that. So like I say, I'm happy to show you some stuff. So this is the boost. You can see one coming in here, another one coming in here. So that was nice. The next thing was user bump. So you can see this is the start of like the where we started. We get about 1 user ish every other day, and then we started to grow to about 3, 4, 5, 6, and quite recently we are seeing like up to 9, 6 signups every single day. So these are signups for every single day, and we started off like April 8th. So guess where Product Hunt is? So this bar and this bar, that's Product Hunt. So if you add 34 plus 31, that's that's 65, right? So let's update this, 65 signups on that 2 days, right? We landed on the 6th product of the day, yay. This is how the entire upvote look like. Let's just go down. So we have a total of 420 upvotes. On the day that I launched, that's position 6. If that has been other days, I could have been position 2, position 3 easily, right? So the day was, I wouldn't say it's wrong, it was a high traffic day, so it's okay, I get some traffic at the same time too. Overall, over 170 comments, which was okay. Think of about half of it is coming from me because it's a response to comments that's coming in. So that's a lot of keyboard work. The next thing is about site visitors. I'm seeing about 300 over site visitor is actually 80% increase from last week. So there is actual impact at least on launch day for sure, right? Whether there is a long-term sustained effect, I will actually get back to you on that. So this was how it goes, right? For Product Hunt, the first 4 hours is the utmost important. So what you need to do is to actually get a lot of votes in the first 4 hours, because for the first 4 hours of launch, the leaderboard is actually shuffled. So now is not a good time to show you that, right? But when you're looking at products launching today, and if you're in the first 4 hours, this is actually shuffled, right? That means to say it does not matter whether you have the highest vote or not, but it matters if you're featured. More on that later, right? But you will get to see whether your product is featured before the launch itself. So that is a huge thing. So a lot of prep work needs to be done so that you can at least be on the first page, on the featured page before the launch even happens. So it's actually half the battle won, right? So the first 4 hours is very important. You'll see a very steep. That's where I actually burn off bridges, activate everybody, of all community to get my upvotes early. And the next line over here is pretty much Asian hours. That's where you start to see Singapore. That's where I come from. Traffic over here. That's where you see India traffic. That's where you see a little bit of Chinese traffic, right? And so I'm picking up good pace over here because I'm literally activating everyone over here. I'm going to talk about the operations later. And then this is pretty much the US hours. So you can see where I pretty much start taking a dinner break and start putting kids to bed, working on a few last commands before I head back to bed. And then the entire US hours where I was sleeping, this was natural traffic, right? This was what is expected if I did nothing at all. And then you can see pretty much where I woke up again and start activating more people again. You can see that the slope here is more gentler here because I'm running out friends, and that's pretty nothing much to do at this point. At this point, I'm honestly out of friends, out of leads, out of anything at all, and I can only be a sitting duck. So the last mile was not performing very well for me, right? Comparatively, you can also see how this looks like for the day, right? Let's take a look at here. So I think I can just zoom in to my, is that how it looks like? Yep. Let's take a look at this. So yellow line is me, other lines is everyone else. So red are the ones who eventually won, blue are the ones that came after me. Let's take a look at this, right? So you can see during the first 4 hours, I was picking up a very good pace, right? I was ranking like 1, 2, 3 in front of other people. During the Asian hours, doing very well, and then later on, I started slipping around the US hours, and you can start seeing like number 3, 4, 5 were starting to take over. So do note that these were the ones, it does not include like the position 1, 2, 3, right? So this was just the people, just 3 in front and 3 behind me. So over here you can see I started losing steam in the US hours. So these three projects probably have a lot of like US and Euro supporters, and they started overtaking me. And even though I started gaining some steam back again at Asian hours, it's not enough to like overtake any of them. So there was a consistent gap by here. I was hardly growing against like any of those things. So you can see, okay, the upvote thing matters, and you can see like people pretty much give up, and the slope just goes flat pretty much here. Comment wise, you can see like mine is pretty high compared to everyone else, right? Because I do make an effort to reply to people and encourage people to comment and engage with the post. Okay, so that's the overall stats and overall flow of the entire launch. And let's take a look. What else? Okay, so another takeaway over here is traffic and SEO benefits. So I'm not like, for those of you who are interested in like SEO and getting organic traffic and all this, Product Hunt is a great place to launch in because it's heavily syndicated, right? That means a lot of people actually get the feed from Product Hunt and build other products from it, right? So for instance, just now this one, Hunted Space, it's one of the many products that's built on Product Hunt. And because of that reason, right, you would start seeing backlinks and traffic coming in into your product. So let's take, for instance, I'm going to show you the back office of like the users that sign up. So these are the users that sign up in the last 2 days, and you can see that a lot of them actually do sign up through Product Hunt itself, right? There you go. And you can see, hey, this is a syndicated traffic application, right? So this guy actually came in through Voy AI and not Product Hunt. So I am getting traffic from there. So Deco Hack, Superstarter, so this was syndicated, right? So you can see there are lingering effects around that. And I'm going to take you into my Ahref dashboard just to show you like some of the backlinks that came in and was detected. So there are probably more that wasn't detected. Let's take a look at backlink. So let's do the latest. So you can see this site is all about like things on Product Hunt. I think it's a Chinese site ish. Okay, so you will see backlinks coming in. There's some traffic going through this, so it's nice. There is a little bit of domain rating, so that's nice. You get listing on a lot of directory sites for free, because I don't know why everyone wants to launch a directory these days. Every indie hacker is launching a directory, and they do need to seed their directory with initial contents, right? Before they get other idiots to pay for them. So that's that, right? So these guys are heavy, consumers of the Product Hunt APIs, and get syndicated automatically. And see, if I were to try to submit, they are going to ask me to pay, right? Is it free? Oh, this is still free. So usually you'll start to be not free. This is Chinese. I'm not going to go into it. YAI, same thing. Let's take a look at this. If I were to submit, is this free? Okay, it's still free for now. To Lify. So some of these are not free. So you can see sponsored posts. This is in German. Let's change it to English. Submit and advertise. So submit, it's going to be like, okay, there you go. So 99 bucks, right? So 99 bucks to submit to this guy, and I got it for free because I am on Product Hunt. So you get pretty much a lot of this kind of like backlink from directory sites. And hey, maybe like all of these are AI directories, right? And I don't know how I got onto it. Probably because maybe they do a screening whether there's even a word of AI in that page, right? But anyway, this is where I am, and it's possible to get on all the sites just by launching on Product Hunt itself. You get plenty of backlink. But let's coming back to here. So these are the new backlinks that I'm getting. But actually there's no real change in domain rating for me, because I already have a pretty high domain rating. I'm comparing to most of the indie products, right? So this does nothing at all to my domain rating. Maybe I'll wait a few days, it might jump like 3 points or 2 points, but at this point it's marginal. So it's nice to have some traffic. The domain rating doesn't really jump, and anyway, this is just like a vanity metrics anyway. Okay, so coming back to observations, I talked about this. First of all, always super important, and there's the same bunch of supporters for every top project, and like if you really want to be in the top, just pay for it, because everyone else is. If you don't, you're losing out, and if you do, you're not winning. That's why I have the rest of this video, tell you like how to win, whether or not you're going to go for that, right? I'm not condoning or condemning it. So there's actually two main battles, the Asia time and the US Euro time. And you can see like I won in Asia time because most of my friends, most of my audience are in Asia, my customers are in Asia. So US and Europe is pretty tough for me. I'm not even awake. I'm losing steam there. So if you have a team and you're not working solo, make sure that you position the teams in both US and Asia, just so that you cover both ends. If you are a solo maker like myself, I highly suggest that you just pick one battle and win it. It's not worth it to just burn through one day and not get sleep and feel horrible at it, because you're up against like the biggest guys anyway. So yeah, I mean, if you want to fight the battle, sure, go ahead, but it's probably not worth it, right? And the next thing is launch day matters. We will have made top 3 or even top on other days. So on the week before, there were days that we will make top 3 easily for most days, and top for 1, I think. So next thing, things about practical and operations. I talk about operations so much, right? When I say activating my audience and all, what do I really mean? Can't I just sit on, launch it and just like happily, answer my LinkedIn, Twitter, or WhatsApp or Telegram replies when people, hey, are you launching? Congrats and all of that. No, that didn't happen. Okay. So let's take a look at practical and operations. So do note that this is my raw notes, and I'm just going through it in this video. I'm actually going to clean up all of this thing and put it in a blog post or a PDF where I have like the complete detail and rundown of like what are the most important things that you have to do on the launch day itself, right? I'm covering launch up because everyone else is talking about launch prep, right? And there are great resources on launch prep. Launch ops, none of it, right? So let's take a look at what goes into launch ops. So first up, you have to set yourself up for success. There's plenty of launch checklists out there. I'm going to link to some later on. Make sure that you have everything checked off, right? And this is very important because I told you that, here's something interesting. I'm actually logging everything in one of my, like this founders chat over here. And you can see the entire day progress on here. So something that I noted, let me find Sinner, talk to him over here. So I told him this, like, I wonder if this thing means anything, right? So this is something that I noticed even before launch began. It says that your product is scheduled to be featured on the homepage of Product Hunt with an exclamation mark, right? If you need to change the schedule date, please contact support. And my content was locked in, my schedule date was locked in. I can't do any of that now. So that actually is a huge win, actually, in hindsight, because the moment it was launched, right, it was on the first few results. Like it was already on like top 6, like when it was launched, and it gets shuffled around. So sometimes I'm higher up, sometimes I'm lower up, lower down there. But this means that I get a lot of organic vote before anyone else, so that is a huge win already. So make sure you have set everything up properly on launch checklist, right? And something I noticed that a lot of people do not do is your own profile. Look, this is the best place to actually put links to different places, like let's say your LinkedIn, your Twitter. Tell people about yourself. What is your unique story? Where is your product? Get people to know you as an individual, right? If you're wasting this space over here, you're not doing yourself a favor, right? And I noticed that my LinkedIn and X links are not even here. I'm criticizing people, right? So that is my mistake, right? Put in your LinkedIn links, put in your X links, right? So that people can contact you to tell you that they want to support you. I will tell you the reason why later. Let's get back. Okay, so make sure you got everything set up. Make sure you have your LinkedIn and X contact information there. Turn on your DM, right? You're going to get a flood of it, but it's going to be worth it. Let's come back to here. So make sure you warm up your Product Hunt account. So for me, that is actually even hunting someone else's product, right? So you can see that just a week before, I actually launched another product called Aerospace. And the whole purpose of it is just to see, right, if I were to do everything nicely, right, with a nice comment, with a nice first comment, what kind of result would I get? And you can see, oh, I'm getting 15 upvotes, right? So because of this launch, I'm getting some organic followers as well through this. The next thing you need to do is to warm up your account on communities. So there are plenty of threads here. A lot of these are just those people who worked on like what do you call it, the product hunt marketing or product hunt advisory, right? But that's the thing, right? Go in, make a comment, make something useful, write something meaningful, right? And you will see that because you are launching soon, right? Your hunt, your product hunt is scheduled. You will automatically get this rainbow tag, and that's important because you're going to get some followers, like organic followers, through this. Okay, so this is important. These are pre-launch things. I will actually, put a separate pre-launch stuff together. The next thing is actually to warm up your contact and social media circles, right? So this is an example of someone else's post. He's like, okay, launch alert tomorrow. I'm launching a new product. If you want support, just reply. I'll inform you tomorrow. Look, 25 people did, 69 people, liked it, 6 people bookmarked it. So this is important because later on, when you actually launch, you're going to contact each and every one of this, and make sure before the launch day you add everyone as a contact list, right? And go down the like list to figure out who you need to contact as well. I don't have a strong following on Twitter, like people don't. I get ignored on Twitter. There you go. Here is this is what it looks like for me, right? Two little hearts over here when I'm launching, right? But on LinkedIn, you can see that I have been activating my crowd from before, right? Let's take a look at some of my launch posts. Okay, let me just take this out now, unpin this. Okay, let me work on that later. Let's show all the posts. But that's not me. There you go. So this is just 1 week ago. I try to space it apart. I don't want to spam everyone with the whole I'm launching every day of the week. That's not the point, right? So I'm telling people about my launch, and there are some comments about the launch, right? And there are people who liked it, and there's other people that I actually come back to and comment and talked about. So 2 weeks ago, actually 2 weeks ago, 1 week plus ago, right? There is also another one on me postponing the launch, right? So you can do some launch prep, and if things happen, talk about it. Talk about your launch. Talk about the things that happens behind the scene. And there are people who volunteered, like, hey, I would love to help, come I support, and all of this. And I actually did ping them. The thing is, most of them showed up, and I'm eternally grateful for everyone who did, right? That's the thing, right? You need to, sometimes people want to support you, and you just need to give them a reason. You need them to put up their hand first, and then get back to them, because everyone is going about their day. They are going to be busy, right? You need to set yourself up so that on different days you are able to get their attention, get their support in early, and then you can figure out who you want to prioritize pinging on the actual launch day itself. So there's actually prep works going in the pre-launch, right? So next up is getting message prime. So on launch day, you're going to be so bloody busy, right? You would have no time to write messages. So please write them before the launch, right? You can see I have different variations of my messages going for different community, right? So some people who know, so I actually revisited this later and cut it short. So don't write like this. This is terrible. No one likes receiving this kind of message. This is the maximum you'll go, right? These things, LinkedIn posts, right? And something that you might want to do is get a couple of LinkedIn posts in, or if your audience is X, get a couple of X posts in, written early first, right? That just plan according to the different momentums, right? Or when you are top 3, and post when you are when you have overtaken someone, post about it. If you have loose rank, post about it, right? It's more appropriate for X, where it's a bit more high frequency. For LinkedIn, it's not appropriate. I try to limit to about 3 to maximum 5 posts a week. So I'm really exhausting my social credits by posting 3-4 times a single day. So different communities, use different messages, right, depending on your relationship with them. So, Learning Loop is a founder community. I did craft this for them. For Angel Squad, which is actually founder slash angel investors community, I have this, right, and the different support and the different things, right? So make sure you prep all your message, because you would have no time to work on them, right? Let's take a look at email activations. So email activation, I have many lists because I'm running different products, right? And here's where it looks like, right? I messed up. You can see like my title was wrong. This is what happens when you don't prep, right? So this is annoying, right? Let's take a look at some of the examples. So this is with audience, right? And what I'm doing here is that I am prepping them. So even before the actual launch day itself, I talk about my launch preps over here, which I gave them a post to, right? And then I can ask them to visit our coming soon page and turn on notification. So people won't be hearing about my launch, just out of the blue. They'll be hearing it once or twice already. Now, so this is my launch prep news. Let's take a look at how I think about. So I'm just gonna stop here for a while. You can take a look at this or pause the video, right? So that's my newsletter that has gone out. The next thing is actually actual begging for help, right? So hey, it's launch day, so I need your help. Tell them why bother, right? And vote for your project. Leave a comment about it. While at it, check out some other features. So I try to weave in some instance of like things that they can otherwise be excited about too, right? Note that all of these are AI generated because like, come on, like there's so many messages to write. Later on, I figured that I don't want to ask people to vote, but it's like with your help. So I mean, like, ask for support, not vote. That's something that Product Hunt asks you to do that. But sometimes like the messages just get missed out. But here is it, right? So talk about updates, like we just launched and briefly touched 3, but we are asleep to 6. We can really use your help. So this is back to Asia hour after we started sleeping, right? So there are various a variety of like message that has gone out. So this is of another product called Wilded, and why my audience is pretty much doing content creation, but I'm like, hey, why not publishing it? Good time to introduce this. And over here it's like, if you like what you see, give us an upvote. So tell them if you do vote for us and share your thoughts in the comments, right? And so these are all the messages that has gone out. And finally, I think this is from my own personal blog, right? Got a couple of recipients over here. So thanks for being an early supporter. Then do all of these things. I think that was a wrong campaign. So you see, I really do mess up, right? So let me just do a quick refresh. Yeah, I messed up. Yeah, that was the wrong message that has gone out. The next one is 2 hours left, urgent request, if you like what you see. So yeah, get your messages ready. If not, you are going to mess up like I do, right? And again, like I mentioned, I like to prep my audience before coming to them with a launch, right? So I started off a week ago resending some of my lists over here, and talk to them about founder of VC, and just tease them about an exciting launch news. So at the end, I'll talk about my second adventure, my new adventure Wisp is actually going on, and support means the world. So here I come up with a blog post that's going to give them a lot of value in terms of like thinking about like, oh, if I'm starting out a startup, where should I go? What kind of things that I should do, right? But here I'll talk about like, hey, you can support me, okay? So that's that, and you can see there's plenty of unsubscribers here because this is an old list. I have not activated them for a very long time. I just migrated to a new system over here before I started activating them. So coming back here, yes, so make sure your email prime, you got the things written up, and also for various scenarios, right? So that you don't blunder like I do. Make sure you check your subject, okay? So when your launch starts, once launch is live. So once your launch is live, right, you want to do the big things first. Do all the announcements, right? Go to your social media and post about it. You know, go to your different community chat, post about it, right? And that's very important because you activate the largest crowd here. If you have an email newsletter, run it. Okay, this is the best time to do it in like the crowd format first, right? Do the scatter approach first, and just make sure that you net all the big areas first. The next thing is that if you already got customers like I do, right, make sure you ping all your customers. Go talk to them individually, tell them to support you, write about their experience on the comments. It matters, right? And that's what I did. I am eternally grateful for some of my customers that came on and actually vouched for me on my launch itself. The next thing is that once you do that, that's where the real grind comes in. This is lots of grind. And let's take a look. Now, I'm going to walk you through the psychology of launch. When I'm launching, right, I want to get as many like upvotes as possible. I want to get as many eyeball on my product as possible, right? And how do I do that, right? When you are launching, let's take a look at coming soon. Okay, these guys are launching in the next 7 days. They are worried about the same thing, right? They're worried about how are they getting eyeballs on it, and that's what you want to do for them, right? What if, right, today you are able to come in, take a look at my product. If you like it, upvote it, you know, if you, and comment on it, you know, in genuine form. And you know, when it is your turn, I'll do the same for you, because I'm not going to be on Product Hunt all the time, right? Like there are things that I'll be doing, right? So it's not possible that I'm always on Product Hunt looking for things organically. But if you tell me to take a look at your product, of course I'm going to go in and see, oh, if this is interesting, I'm going to drop you an upvote. If this is interesting, I'm going to drop you a comment. So you do the same for people, and that's what you can do, right? So I'm going to show you, you know, how I think about it and perform and actually reach out to these people. So I click onto this. You can see this is not a new launch. I might want to work on this. I might not want to. It's really up to me. So, for instance, Vico, right? If I'm coming into here and then, you know, I can click on any of this. You can see this guys. He's gonna win. Like these guys are watching him already. Okay. So coming back to here. So how do I get to the maker, right? So I change this to posts, right? And I can get to the actual post, and I can see the hunter is this guy, the maker is this guy, right? So I'll click on the maker, and there you go. This is why I say put in your Twitter or X link, put in your LinkedIn link, because people are going to contact you, right? Okay, so do that, right? And then now I can go over here and I can add him, I can talk to him, and then, you know, tell him about my launch so that he can support it if he wants to, right? So go down this list. It's a huge list. There's 30 days worth. Let's come back. There's 30 days worth of it. It's going to take 2 person roughly like 3 hours to get through this, right? And make sure you use multiple, like if you have multiple makers, use multiple makers account, because that's going to be troublesome. If you like, you're going to have issues if you actually get banned, right? The next thing is that you can also monitor people. So once you're done with this, right, we go from the ones that are going to give you the highest return to the ones that are more targeted, right? So go down to people who are launching on Twitter, right? Search for those things. Go on latest, take a look, right? These are the people that are launching soon, right? What do? Talk to them, right? If they have their DM open, DM them, right? And these are some things that you can do in your launch prep too. It's not like you have to wait until launch day to do this, right? So a lot of this you can actually DM them, some of them, right? So this guy, DM's open, talk to him, right? So search for Product Hunt soon, and Product Hunt support, people looking for support on Product Hunt. So people, that's how you know they have a Product Hunt account, right? I mean, they don't have to create a new Product Hunt account just to like vote on you, right? So these are great ways that you can get people who already have an account. Next thing, go down the list of, actually no, so this should be top, right? Go down the list of manually created supporters. So this is your pre-work, right? Look, I have different places to activate, different communities to activate, individuals that have either promised me that they will be supporting me, or the different groups that I want to. So make sure you have notes on all these things so that you don't have to fumble and start searching through your search history, internet history, when you are actually, you could better spend your time doing operation work. Okay, so go down the list of people in product hunt groups on Facebook and LinkedIn, right? Ping them individually. Go down the list of people in Reddit threads, right? You can reach out to them on the chat, right? Also post on Reddit thread about your launch. Go down the list of people who are built in public, right? A lot of them are thinking about product hunt launch, but I won't say to spam everybody. Please just be mindful about how you think about doing that. This is not something I've did. A lot of these things I did half of them, or I didn't do it. But those are things that would have mattered. So overall, make sure that your profile is featured. It's half the battle won. Make sure you share the right link. So early on, I'm going to show you a complaint that I got. Sorry, Slack. There you go. So threads. Okay, so this is my entire launch day, right? So some people did upvoted, and then oh, see, someone said you got the link wrong. Come on, guys. Don't be me, right? Use the one that goes to the post and not to the product, right? And yeah, that would help you, because that's additional hurdle for people to jump. And I'm just live updating some of the stats for them. In the first few 20 minutes or so, I'm getting a lot of traffic from these places, right? And you can see my upvotes and comments coming in, but there's no positions yet. And you get snarky comments. Well, it is what it is. I have my paying users supporting me. So Sina, he's the guy running Learning Loop. He's supporting me, so that's amazing. And of course, well, you don't have to go to any one of them. These people are going to tell you that they are going to increase your upvote. Please just click ignore, right? These people are not worth your time, not worth your money. Just ignore them. If you want to work with the best ones. These are just suckers. Okay. Next things, realize a few minutes that there are featured spots, and that is me, because you can see, because I was featured even before launch, right? I'm getting top 4 positions, and you can see these are pretty much the winners at the end of the day. So the winners has already been crowned before the voting even come about when you get featured. So make sure you do your prep work, right? And then there's the ops work, okay? So over here, I'm showing people my launch control stations, then some of my initial signups. Ranking through the day, I was ranking fine over here. It went up to position 3, and then I slipped down to position 6. Traffic is slowing when time zone is switching over, and here's where you see I need to pick up my girl and have dinner. And here you see I'm using too much of LinkedIn until they thought that I have bought, and my account is restricted, but it got unlocked later. Okay, next thing, make sure your profiles are opened, LinkedIn and X. I didn't do all of that, so that's something that I can do better. Take note of rate limiting. LinkedIn was a great example, right? I was expecting it, so that was not surprised. It's not the first time my account was restricted, because I did so much work. And if necessary, distribute it to other people. And if you do, make sure that their LinkedIn or their Twitter profile also reflects the same information on the product hunt launch. Put them as co-founder, co-maker, whatever it is, so that people knows to accept them. Make sure your site can take on the additional load, and plan your routine up for success. So I need to pick up my goal, I need to have dinner, all of those are downtime for me, right? Plan your routine up with your launch partners if necessary, right? Next thing, technical. Make sure you set up observability so that you know how to attribute the traffic, right? So in this case, you can see, like I can see whether things are coming in from my usual traffics like Google or GitHub, or the ones coming in from Product Hunt. So you know how to attribute things. Set up session replay. I have post hoc setup, right? Do check them out if you don't know about them. They allow you to replay how users come in through your site and work wrong with your site. Very important because you get to see firsthand. Like let's say this is someone coming in here. Let's take a look. Attribution. It's a direct link. Okay, forget it. Let's try to see if there's any product hunt guys. Okay, never mind. So yeah, the point is you can see people yeah, there you go, ref product hunt. So this is them looking through your site. Like evaluate this after launch to actually see if there's things that you can do better, right? So make sure you set up attribution, make sure you set up session replays to see. Of course, be compliant to whatever legislations that you need to be compliant to. Make sure your messaging are updated. So for my launch date, I have a special banner here that talk about a special discount, and that the Indie Hacker Pass is actually available without limits on my launch day. So if you're here late, check back every other day to see like if there's any Indie Hacker Pass coming around. Next thing, monitor for traffic. I didn't actually have a DDoS or a search in traffic in a way that I cannot manage. So, but make sure you do that, and you might have to turn on additional like protections if you're using Cloudflare, so they have that automatically. So for communities, there's a bunch of communities. I will actually write about them later, and that's it. So this is a quick reflection on my, actually not quick, it's been an hour of my launch, right, with a lot of details on what goes behind the scenes and how you can set up yourself for success too, right? I'm going to put in a lot of resources, for instance, like some of the launch checklists, so that you can actually use them and set yourself up for success even before the launch even begin, right? So that's it for today. I hope that was informative for you to whether you are launching or not, you get to see like what goes behind the scene of a launch day. And if you're launching, that now know that it's not a launch it and people will come kind of thing. There are a lot of things that you need to do to manufacture the success over here. So it's almost an hour's. Thank you for being here. It's one of the longest built with Raymond, but I hope it was worth your time.